Questions are being raised on how the grounded MV Wisdom ever got so close to Mumbai waters in the first place. The salvage operation was once again put on hold today after one of the 8 chains attached to a tugboat did not function. The entire controversy, though, has said some key issues. The first simple question that arises is, what was a rust bucket junk unseaworthy vessel doing so close to Mumbai in the first place? Experts have begun to slam DG Shipping over what could have turned into a bigger disaster had the ship in fact hit some key installations along the Mumbai coast. Well, also this map will show you how the ship was, how it began to drift, and if it would have potentially hit some sensitive points, including the multi-crore Worli-Bandra sea link. Also, it could have well hit various oil installations as well after the ship broke away from the tugboat and began to drift. Remember, the seas are rough with heavy winds due to the monsoons. And my colleague Alistair D'Souza now joins us live for some critical questions about what many are calling downright negligence. Over to you.
Indeed, certain critical questions being asked at this juncture. Why was an unseaworthy vessel allowed into Bombay High? Who plotted the course so far inland from what the actual course on a voyage from Colombo to Alang should have actually been? Like other countries do, why didn't India insist on backup tugs in case there was a problem like the one we saw? Also, if permissions were given, a tug tow breaking in the monsoons is a strong possibility. Then why was it allowed in the first place? Only one instead of a backup tug as well. And fifthly, did the tugboat have permission to get so close to oil installations? Not just that, what if the ship crashed into the Bandra-Worli sea link as well? Those critical questions being asked tonight on a story, of course, that continues to develop by the minute in Mumbai.
Thanks so much for that, Alistair. Now let's go across to Rahul Dubey, our correspondent in Mumbai, getting us the live updates on the MV Wisdom fiasco. Rahul, any more reactions, any more updates? What's the ground situation right now?
Well, Shruti, first of all, the questions that have been raised before the Director General of Shipping, the DG Shipping Office is totally tight-lipped over it. They have only given an explanation saying that that the ship was moving from Colombo to Gujarat and it was being towed by a tugboat which went out of control near Bombay High, and later it moved on towards first the Bandra-Worli sea link, and later it had no option but to anchor at Juhu Beach. Secondly, the salvage operation that started very early in the morning today has hit a stumbling block because a connection between a tugboat that is called from Singapore and the ship could not have been established because of several reasons, and after the high tide period got over, there was no option for the tugboat but to return. The salvage operation will start very early morning tomorrow, and it's only a period of 30 minutes during the high tide that a possibility of the ship being pulled emerges. Shruti?
All right, stay with us, Rahul. Let's also go across to Sir Mehrnrosh Shroff, a marine expert, joining us right now. Mr. Shroff, thank you so much for being here with us on NewsX. Is it unusual? Have you ever heard of a ship like MV Wisdom coming so close and posing a real threat to the people, the installations, be it the oil ones, also ecological factors here?
See, these situations like MV Wisdom are seen because right now she came at the land's end when she was fully afloat. Then she has now gone to Juhu Beach. You know, these things have been happening very much in the past, but right now there is a lot of awareness for these things. And in old days, what people would have done is just pull the vessel in and cut her down. Smiths is trying this attempt, and I wish them all the best. But the fact is that this vessel has gone and beached herself. And there's a huge sandbank behind the vessel. So as much as they try, every rope will part unless they have a very strong tug and a very, very strong rope. And they clear off the sand which is behind the vessel. So that all planning has to be done. And I don't think it was done in this attempt at all. You know.
So, Ashraf, please stay with us. We also have known environmentalist Devi Goenka joining us here on NewsX. Mr. Goenka, what do you think is happening here? We're talking about toxic waste being dumped and also totally unseaworthy vessels like MV Wisdom coming so close and grounding at Juhu Beach.
The crowd is there to see a bloody old abandoned ship.
Mr. Goenka, can you hear me? Let me just check if we do have Devi Goenka with us. We will just quickly get that connection with Mr. Goenka and take the environmental perspective from him. Coming back to Sir Ashraf. Sir Ashraf, there's so many questions which need to be asked out here. Who really set the chart of this vessel? Who is responsible? And who will now ensure that this is out of the grounded vessel is pulled away from the shore?
See, main thing is, let us think very practically. We have got the best navy in the world. We have got the best Coast Guard. I mean, I've been hearing about this vessel from exactly 1 o'clock on Saturday. You know, when I spoke to a lot of people in Coast Guard, they are highly effective. So let us empower the Coast Guard with some powerful tugs, so that if some instance like this happens, and the tug that was towing MV Wisdom apparently did not turn around to collect her. She was fully afloat. You know, Saturday, Sunday, afloat, and we could have just towed her off. Now she has gone and beached herself. Every day the vessel is sinking lower and lower in the sand, and a whole sand is encircling her. So no matter how much you tow, unless you dredge the behind part of the aft side of the vessel, you cannot pull her out, you know. So I wonder what Smith was planning today, whether they had any proper planning, and have they spoken to anybody. They just went, took a rope, took a tug and pulled. What is it? I mean, was there any planning? Was there any design? Was there any perfect thinking? The vessel has gone and beached herself. It is faster to now just pull her and cut her. You know, pull her, cut and get rid of her. You know, that's the best thing to do.
There are many experts who believe that dismantling it so close to Juhu Beach can be quite a threat to the ecological life out there.
She's a big threat in the sense that she can turn into one more river princess, and that's an ecological disaster. The sand will erode. You won't have any Juhu Beach left. So the fastest thing we can, instead of trying to pull her out, I was thinking the most logical thing is, we have got nearly 800 to 1,000 gas cutters in Bombay. Take a winch, start cutting her, because there is no oil on board. So just cut her fast and tow those pieces off, you know, give out a contract of cutting. You know, why do you want to pull her, try it, the rope breaks? It sounds like a fiasco to me, and a sorry fiasco, because we all, you know, I love Bombay, I love my ocean, I love the sea.
Good points made out there, but I do have Devi Goenka, senior environmentalist, joining us here on NewsX. Mr. Goenka, we have Sir Ashraf saying that the only option left right now for a vessel sinking deep into the sand is to pull it and cut it wherever it is to cause minimal damage. But you are someone who's advocating not to dismantle the ship where it is. But that seems to be the only possibility right now, as per Sir Ashraf. What do you think of this?
Well, I'm not sure that is the only possibility. I think it's a question of making sure that this kind of incident doesn't happen. I mean, a tow rope breaking from a tug a second time around in 1 week shows that it's a very ill-planned and ill-conceived kind of effort. And, you know, I really think that proper planning and proper techniques are required to be used for removing this vehicle from the beach. And you're actually going to be setting a precedent. If one ship can be broken on Juhu Beach, tomorrow you'll have half a dozen in similar situations. I mean, is that really what we want?
Absolutely. So then again, what really happens from here needs a lot of planning and technique, as both you and Sir Ashraf are saying out here, Mr. Goenka. But let's see what really happens. And then again, who is accountable for this entire fiasco still remains to be answered. Devi Goenka and Sir Ashraf, thank you so much, both of you, for joining us. Also, Rahul Dubey, for getting us live updates from Mumbai Juhu Beach. Also, it's now over to my colleague Akash, who takes us from some amateur footage on the rescue operation. He takes us and gets us those visuals here on NewsX.
Amidst cheering from the locals and tourists at the Juhu Beach, this is how the Indian Navy tried and helped out. This is a Sea King helicopter of the Indian Navy, and this is what it has done. What you see here, these are cables. They are the ones which will be now tied to the ship, and so that the ship can be towed away from the Juhu Beach. Now these are strong ropes, 220 meter long. They are polypropylene tow ropes, and collectively they weigh 1,200 kilograms. And what will happen next is they will take tow boats, use these tow ropes which the helicopter from the Indian Navy has dropped, and 8 of them will be tugged to the tow boats, so that this ship which is 9,000 tons can be taken away from the Juhu beach. Now this is a part in which the Indian Navy helped out, but now the ball is in the court of a private company which is now waiting for the high tide. Once the high tide comes, this ship, this 9,000 ton ship, will be towed away into the deep sea. At least that is what the plan is.
Right, Akash Soni, our colleague there, joining us with the visuals of what really is happening on Juhu Beach. And now let's get you another story from Mumbai. Let's talk about J-Day.